The searing heat of Atlanta had set the day ablaze. Detective Elliot Saunders, garbed in his signature trench coat, stepped inside the shaded haven of the esteemed Driscoll Museum. His eyes, two orbs of oceanic blue, scrutinized the grand Grecian lobby. Marble statues gazed down at him, their silent faces mirroring his solemnity. Overhead, a magnificent glass dome diffused ethereal light across the room. Elliot was not here to marvel at the architectural splendor, but to investigate the eerie absence of art, the vacant walls that echoed a cryptic tale. He greeted the museum curator, a frail woman named Mrs. Hennings, who wore her concern like an ill-fitted garment. Her voice, tremulous and strained, poured out the details of the bizarre thefts. Each missing painting, Mr. Saunders. They're all related to mythology, esotericism even, she explained, her delicate fingers wringing the hem of her shawl. It's just unnerving. His gaze softened as he responded. I understand your fear, Mrs. Hennings. Rest assured, I will do my utmost to retrieve what's lost. The conversation swirled around them, the space growing more intimate, more fraught. The duo navigated the cold, empty galleries, the silence punctuated by the curator's soft narration and the echo of their footsteps on the marble floor. Elliot recorded each detail with the precision of a scribe, his mind a tempest of thoughts and theories. As the day waned into a shadowy evening, he found himself standing before a mirror in the museum's ornate bathroom. His own reflection stared back, a reminder of the battles fought and those yet to come. He surveyed his lean form, the angles of his face, and the faraway look in his eyes. His past had chiseled him, shaped him into a resilient seeker of truth and justice. Control, he murmured to himself. Control is key. His personal demons, now chained but never entirely silent, rumbled within him. The gnawing emptiness, the hunger. It was a familiar torment, but today it was a distraction he couldn't afford. A flicker of determination flared in his eyes, driving away the echo of the past, for now. The museum, once a vibrant homage to creativity, now resembled a crypt. The pall of mystery that hung over it grew heavier as he returned to the heart of his investigation, the abandoned gallery. An unshakable feeling of dread seemed to saturate the air, a grim painting drawn in apprehension and uncertainty. This isn't just a simple theft, he mused aloud, his voice bouncing off the bare walls. It's an intricately woven tapestry of enigma, a riddle begging to be deciphered. His final visit of the day was to the museum's security officer, a burly man named Greg. The encounter yielded little in terms of concrete evidence, but the peculiar tone of Greg's evasiveness hinted at a broader narrative that wasn't yet in focus, a puzzle piece hiding in plain sight. As twilight drew its cerulean veil across the cityscape, Atlanta's affluent art world, with all its shimmering glamour and shadowy corners, awaited Elliot. Nestled amidst this realm of opulence were the art dealers, the unsung puppeteers behind the city's cultural tapestry. His first stop was the enigmatic estate of renowned dealer Maxwell Drayton, a mansion that bore the grandeur of the past, its Gothic architecture standing resolute against the advance of time. The air within the manor bore a weighty silence, the echo of whispered secrets hidden beneath the polished mahogany and the glimmering chandeliers. Drayton, an aging man of refined tastes and sharper wit, greeted him with an untrustworthy smile. A detective dabbling in the art world, quite the rarity, he said, his voice carrying a hollow cordiality. I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. The two men spoke in hushed tones amidst the grandeur of the manor study. Elliot's observations darted between the nuances of Drayton's words and the uncanny perfection of the art adorning the manor's walls. Yet with every meeting, every conversation, he felt the unsettling tremor of inconsistency. An art dealer would forget a prior engagement, an associate would contradict their own statement, and even Drayton, the seasoned dealer, would slip up in his own narrative. To make matters more surreal, the stolen art pieces began reappearing in the museum, as if mocking the very act of their theft. The paintings were undamaged, unaltered, their return as mysterious as their disappearance. As Elliot delved deeper into this mystery, the city around him seemed to undulate with a strange energy. His nights filled with peculiar dreams of twisted galleries, of ivory halls veiled in shadows, where the artworks bore life and whispered tales of cosmic dread. Haunted by these dreams, he found his own reflection even more distressing. The ghosts of his past reared their ghastly heads, the specter of his eating disorder gnawing at his sanity, much like the enigma gnawing at the heart of the city. In the face of this inexplicable reality, his personal demons twisted into horrifying phantoms of guilt and self-doubt. It was amidst this chaos that a single chilling revelation pierced the murkiness. He found a cryptic reference hidden in the notes of a returned painting. It pointed to a shadowy congregation known as the Keepers of Silence. An apprehensive shiver traced his spine. Was this the enigma cloaked within Atlanta's world of art? Were the puppeteers in truth marionettes of an even darker power? Underneath the nocturnal blanket of Atlanta, the unceasing rhythm of life held an ominous undertone. The city hummed with a quiet, dreadful cadence, whispering tales of a darkness that was older than time. For Elliot, the world of art dealers and the beguiling labyrinth of the city were receding, giving way to a deeper horror: the Keepers of Silence. His investigation led him through the desolate underbelly of the city, down forgotten alleyways, and into the veiled crannies of public knowledge. Behind one such unassuming facade, he found what he sought: the cult's enigmatic hub. Inside, the air was dense with age and secrets. Tenebrous figures, cloaked in obscurity, moved like shadows in the gloom. As he navigated this unsettling environment, he noted the seemingly hypnotic trance that bound its followers, their eyes vacant, lips whispering silent prayers. The cult's leader, a silver-haired man with eyes as empty as a moonless night, introduced himself as the Silent Seer. His voice, carrying an eerie lull, spoke of an ancient entity they worshipped, a cosmic force that held dominion over memory and perception. Elliot's skepticism buckled under the seer's sermon. He spoke of realities woven in the fabric of the cosmos, of dimensions unseen by the uninitiated, and the coming awakening of their sleeping God. The logic of the ordinary world seemed to warp, leaving Elliot grappling with the surreal. As he delved deeper, he found the artwork's significance. They were not mere creations of beauty or imagination, but rather visual keys into the entity's cosmic realm. The stolen and mysteriously returned paintings were being used in esoteric rituals, each one a stepping stone toward the entity's awakening. He was wrestling with his own sanity. The specter of his eating disorder had taken a horrifying new form, mirroring the disorientation the cult's influence had over the city. The malnourishment of his body now mirrored the malnourishment of truth. His struggle to discern reality from illusion seemed a maddening reflection of his past battles. In the eerie silence of the cult's sanctum, with the weight of the unknown pressing heavily upon him, he finally understood the true nature of his adversary. He was battling an enemy that was as intangible as it was omnipresent, an enemy that turned the familiar into the grotesque, an enemy that thrived in the shadows of the human mind. Beneath the spectral glow of the waxing moon, Atlanta slept, cocooned in a dream spun from its own oblivion. Elliot, however, was wide awake, his mind a whirlpool of dread and determination. His gaze penetrated the starless night as if seeking answers from the silent cosmos itself. The cult's realm of esoteric horrors became the crucible for his transformation. His convictions hardened, his spirit unyielding amidst the cult's murky tide of manipulation. He studied their bizarre rituals and obscure symbolisms, decoding the nightmarish reality etched within the stolen paintings. His encounters with the Silent Seer grew frequent, each meeting a high-stakes chess game veiled in courteous conversation. The seer, with his hollow eyes, was an enigma that unnerved even the unflappable detective. He spoke of unseen worlds, of darkness that birthed light, and of a silence so profound it echoed through the cosmos. Meanwhile, the city was changing. Strange occurrences, initially sporadic, now formed a grim pattern. Unsettling reports of collective amnesia, mass hallucinations, and abnormal behavior painted a picture of a city descending into madness. Atlanta was caught in the throes of a dark awakening, its populace unknowingly dancing to the cult's macabre tune. Amidst this maelstrom, a breakthrough emerged. He found a connection, a common thread running through the art thefts, the cult's rites, and the unsettling changes in Atlanta. It was all leading towards a celestial event, a cosmic alignment that would serve as the gateway for the awakening entity. The realization was a chilling one. A puppeteer of cosmic proportions was manipulating the strings of reality, turning Atlanta into a macabre stage for its grand awakening. Elliot, the lone puppet who saw the strings, was all that stood between the city and unfathomable horror. The day of the cosmic alignment descended upon Atlanta like a shroud. Elliot could sense the city's pulse quickening, its consciousness warping under the influence of the awakening entity. The cityscape, once familiar and comforting, now resembled a grotesque canvas painted by an otherworldly hand. He confronted the silent seer one last time. Beneath the calm veneer of their conversation, a battle of wills raged. The seer spoke in cryptic verses, prophesying the entity's awakening, the ushering of a new reality. His hollow gaze held a perverse joy at the prospect of the cosmic puppeteer stepping onto the stage. The alignment was imminent. Using his knowledge of the cult's rituals, Elliot prepared to disrupt their machinations. Each stolen artwork was a piece of the puzzle, a component of the celestial gateway. By altering the artworks, he aimed to sever the city's connection to the awakening entity. As he meddled with the artworks, the world around him shifted. The cityscape twisted into surreal shapes, its inhabitants caught in the thrall of the awakening entity. The sky seemed to crack, revealing glimpses of dark realms beyond. The cosmic puppeteer, roused from its slumber, was attempting to step onto the stage. He was in the eye of the storm. Time lost meaning, space warped around him. The city was a nightmarish reflection of his own internal battles, its populace mirroring his struggle with the eating disorder. His worst fears and the city's horrifying reality intermingled, creating a maelstrom of terror and defiance. The climax was a blur of frantic actions and harrowing revelations. Amidst the unfolding chaos, he managed to disrupt the final artwork, severing the city's connection to the entity. The cosmic alignment passed, the entity's awakening averted. Atlanta, torn between dimensions, was yanked back from the brink. He was standing in the museum, staring at the artworks. His reflection, once a distorted image of self-loathing, was now that of a survivor. He realized the ordeal had been as much about finding himself as it was about finding the loss. The trauma of his past was a part of him, but it no longer defined him. In the face of cosmic horror, he found not just the resilience of human spirit, but the strength of his own. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to our channel, where you can find more similar stories, and click on the bell icon to never miss one. There is plenty more cosmic horror to come from the Eldritch Tales Factory. Stay tuned, and until next time.